News, my lovely, wonderful people, is all been calculated and planned as Akpabio to take over from Tinubu as interim president with the Supreme Court, if it favors Atiku or Obi, there may be a rerun of the election. Godwin Akpabio may have to be, an interim president. This is why Tinubu insists on Godwin Akpabio. In case you are not aware, Godwin Akpabio have cases ongoing with him. When he was the governor of Akwa Ibom State, he ate the people's money. You heard me. He ate the money in no small way. Yeah, as if that was not enough. Niger Delta Commission, my dear, he ate money again. That is your Senate president. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Godwin Akpabio may take over from Tinubu as an interim president if Supreme Court today favors Atiku or Peter Obi. The Supreme Court is looking into the cases on Obi and Atiku. Godwin Akpabio may take over from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as interim president should the Supreme Court rule in favor of the 2023 presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, or Peter Obi of the Labour Party in separate cases challenging the outcome of February 25th election. Reports has it that there is suspend parable tension across the country as the Supreme Court starts hearing on the appeal filed against the verdict of the Presidential Election Petition Court (PEPC), which affirmed the candidate of the All Progressive Congress Tinubu as the authentic winner of the February 25th presidential election. Should the court pass its judgment in favor of the applicant, including the applicant, which includes Atiku Abubakar and Obi, against the candidate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his vice, Kashim Shettima, would have to vacate their respective offices. In that case, such an event, their position would be occupied by the third in command in the nation political structure, which by constitution would be the Senate president. A legal practitioner, Umar Ude, who spoke to journalists who's in control of national leadership in charge of such events, said there is no controversies at all on that. That would be the turnout of events should the court rule in favor of Atiku or Obi. The 1999 Constitution, as amended, explicitly stated that the Senate President, in this case, Godwin Akpabio, will act in the capacity for 90 days, within which an election must be held and concluded. The Constitution, as amended by the electoral law, are clear that President and his deputy, as well as the governor the governor and his deputy in that case are joint tickets during campaign, standing for election together, and therefore have similar mandate from the electorate. Although reportedly said while interacting with the Daily Times, the Senate President will have to be sworn in. The Independent National Electoral Commission will be expected to conduct a fresh election to the nation for the nation's topmost job within the period of 90 days, 3 months. Section 146 of the Constitution specifically gives the Senate President the power of the presidency for a period window of 3 months, should any of this happen. Where he vacates the office, where the president vacates the office, the vice president will have to come on board. So this is the matter currently pressing us, and we all just have to ensure that we look into this. We need to ensure that the right things are done, and we get in to ensure that everything is put in place. Nigerians, the days upon us are so critical. We cannot afford to allow the same thing over and over again. There are people who do not want this country to move forward. They know. In fact, it's not a news. They know. They are in fact, their minds are made up. They want to keep the country, in a dark place. Simply put, because they want to be in charge. Well, guess what? We're not going to allow any of that. We're going to ensure that the right things are done, and we're going to have this nation saved from their hands. So every single one of us will need to, and we have to act accordingly and work to ensure that, we bring this country out of the present predicament and save the nation from the hands of those who wants to, bring it into a position where there are, people who wants to hold it down and ensure that they are in control, irrespective of what happened. They be the ones who will call the shots. So this is what is happening. This is what is going on. And every single person needs to understand that Nigeria must move forward. Irrespective of what an individual say, this country must advance, move forward, and have all that is needed to be a country indeed. So it is a matter of a very serious matter that we must not joke with. Okay, we can't joke with it. We must ensure that the truth is manifested, and that we all get to the very pinnacle of what the truth really is. Because there are persons, there are people who wants to hold this country in captivity and who wants to ensure that they take charge and they direct the affairs of the life of Nigerians when they know very well that they don't have the capacity to do so. They know. It's not somebody trying to, no, they know. But they don't care what happened to the people. They can't be bothered, So Gordon Akpabio may have to come on board if the Supreme Court says, well, Tinubu, Atiku, your days, Tinubu and he was his vice president now, Kashim, we there is questions already at the Supreme Court. There is already matter saying that what they have is clear, that from the Chicago State University there are double letters. Of course, they will look for every way humanly speaking possible. And my question is, the registrar of the school, Cambry, he was very explicit when he said Tinubu was their student. Yes, no argument about that. Are we arguing? No. Everybody happy with that? Yes. Let's move on. He said Tinubu was a student of the school. He graduated in 1979. Nobody's arguing. But he said that the result which was shown to him under oath to affirm, he said that result, they don't have an idea. They don't know where that result came from. Nigerian Supreme Court is saying that they wrote a letter. And that letter is now what is now, based on that letter, they will judge. And I'm asking myself, what is going on? Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. Remember, you have a voice. And so we must speak out against every wrongdoing ongoing now to make this nation a better place. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.